So I have seen this deck on a bunch of different channels and on Instagram. I have not seen all the cards. I would say I might have seen about 4 to 7 of the cards maybe. And I always turned it off because I knew that I was going to want to review this deck. Sometimes you see a deck and you just like, yeah, that looks like it's my speed. You know how you see a beautiful woman or a handsome guy and you like, yeah, that's my speed. That's how it is with me and decks. Get that nice and focused. There you go. So you can see. So it's called Outgrow Yourself. And I was like, okay. That sounds like something that I probably can get with. Plus, I love the black. I'm really feeling that. So I talked to the creator and she sent me this deck as a gift for the purposes of doing an honest review. So that's exactly what we're going to do. You guys know I rarely look at the decks before I do the reviews. So you're also going to get my first impression, my shock or whatever the case is, from seeing it the very first time. So we're going to do this together. My name is QueenAusetHeru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Also, if you like this video, please give it to everybody that you know, everybody that's interested in taking a look at this deck or in seeing my opinion of this deck. Let's see, leave us a positive comment in the comment section. And if you want to get a personal private reading done, I am available. Please email me or hit me up on social media, and I will be so happy to help you out. Likewise, underneath this video, you're going to find a link to where you can get a legitimate copy of this deck. There are a lot of fakes going around. So whenever I review a deck, I make sure that the link underneath my video is where the creator told me you can get a legitimate copy. Okay. Also underneath this video, you will find my Patreon. You will find my Ask an Aquarius merchandise, and you will find my Cashapp and my PayPal in case you would like to send a donation to the channel. All donations are greatly appreciated. Let's see. I think that's everything. Let's get started. I want to see this deck. All right, so I don't know what to expect. It says it's Oracle and Tarot, so I'm like, okay. The first thing I notice is that it's in a tuck box. And you guys know this is the industry standard box. Most decks come in a tuck box. However, they're not the sturdiest. So for me, they rarely last. Some other people have more success with them than I do though. After I've opened the box a few times, I guarantee you it's going to rip. I don't care how thick the paper is, but it's the industry standard, so it is what you're going to find on the market. And I'm sure that has a lot to do with the price too. I'm sure with those harder boxes that we love to see, I'm sure they're more expensive. All right, so the first thing we're going to do before we even get into it, we're going to take a look at the size. It is the size of a standard tarot card. This is the back of it, which is really cool. Turn it to the side and let's check out the thickness. Well, nice snapback. It's good quality. It doesn't feel cheap or papery. It feels really good. It has a lot of glare to it, as you can see. So if that's something that's going to be an issue for, like, you know, taking pictures or using it, you know, in a video or something like that. Like in this video, I had to cut off the light to be able to show this particular kind. So far we're starting off to a good start. Let's see. Grow through life, the Fool. I get it. Okay, so you can read this as the Fool, the traditional Fool, or you can read it as Grow Through Life, or both. Actually, now that I think about it, I can see it both ways, because the Fool is about making mistakes and experiences and being naive and manifesting and growing through your experiences, growing through your life. So that makes perfect sense. Okay, so I'm filling the backs. Let's get into it. I'm feeling the size of the cards. I'm also feeling the fact that there's no border. You guys know I love a borderless moment. I love the black. The black is really doing it for me. And the people. Let me see. Okay, trust your tool. Okay, so I can get it. I get it. If you're somebody who, this is cool because if you don't read tarot, you can still read this because you can just read it based off of the affirmation. This one says your voice will guide you. This is the High Priestess. So if you don't read tarot, you can just use the part about your voice will guide you, which is pretty much what the High Priestess is about. Your voice being your intuition, your inner voice, I would call it. But yeah, it's your voice. So I love that. So if you don't read tarot, you can use these. And if you do read tarot, you can, use that, and you know what the High Priestess means. So that's cool. I like the body types. We're getting different body types here. Some of them larger, some of them smaller. The artwork is done very well. It's very different. I've never seen this. I don't even know what these beings are because I'm like, are they humans? You know what they feel like to me? They feel like humans from a different planet. I don't know if that's what the artist was going for, but that's what they feel like to me. Somebody said to me one day, they said, what if UFOs come, right? And it's not aliens on them, but other humans. And I was like, wow. That's what this reminds me of for some reason. But okay, let me move a little bit quicker because I am really getting into these. Having a moment over here. Supposed to be showing them to y'all. Okay, you carry the seed. Yeah, I like that. I was wondering, when I saw it, I was thinking to myself, how is this going to be tarot and oracle? But, easy. Obviously, very simple. How far would you go for love? Ooh. You know something? I felt that. I felt that deep in my solar plexus and my sacral chakra and my heart chakra. You are allowed to grow. I like it. I like it a lot. I don't know about these people. Like, I don't know what they are or who they are, but I like it. I like the colors that we're using here. I like it. I really do. Follow your passion. I like the font that was used. That was a smart choice. And I like how you have, lust. Okay, so lust is number 8. So this is kind of the Thoth tradition. Okay, so these are not I'm thinking based on that one that these are based off of the Thoth more so than the Rider-Waite-Smith, which is very similar, of course. But lust, if I remember correctly from using Thoth, is one of the names of the card. So they changed, I think that was the strength card to lust. What grows in the shade? And they're very clever. Like the oracle part. The oracle part is really clever. I like the little sayings, the little expressions. I like that. Grow anything. Because the Wheel of Fortune is about expansion. So yeah, but I just like the way that they put the expression. Whoever actually, thought up and wrote these, the expressions are very clever. The grass is greener on the other side. The Hanged Man. Yeah, seeing something from another perspective. Awesome. Yeah. And I love their body types. I think that was really cool. I like that a lot. They look very authentic. It looked like a person, like a person's body would look. I love that. And they're different sizes. And like I said, they really have like a different flair to them. Okay. Let's see this one. I am expecting this to give very interesting reads. I really am. This came all the way from Sweden, by the way. And I did not think that it was going to get here in time. I'm in Costa Rica. So I was like, I hope it gets here before I have to leave. I have to go to the States. So I was like, I hope it gets here in time. It came so fast. I mean, it must have been, what, like 5 days? I mean, it was really quicker, much quicker than I expected. And when I talked to the creator, as we were, discussing the deck, She has a very good energy. I liked her immediately. She was just very, very open and very interested. Like, yeah, I want to see what you have to say. Like, I want to know how I can improve. Very open-minded kind of person. I really loved her energy. And now I'm looking at her work and I'm like, yeah, I can see that open-mindedness and that creativity reflected back, especially in the part, in every part actually, in the artwork itself, but also in the sayings, the expressions. I like those a lot. Pain is growing. I like how it looks like this person is breaking the tower. It reminds me of like those Godzilla movies, and Godzilla jumps on like the Empire State Building. That's what this reminds me of. I'm like, wow, that is a cool image. Yeah, so these are great. And they also help you because if you're somebody who's trying to learn tarot, all of these expressions, you are a full sun plant. You are a full sun plant. This is the star. Huh. It's interesting to me. The star is the Aquarius card, so this card always takes me. And I love the use of the gold. Sorry, that just took me. I'm talking and that just really took me. Awesome. Yeah. I like the colors. That's the other thing I was going to say. And because it's on this black, background, it really makes the colors stand out even more. And I'm a color person, so I really do like that. It seems to be a very female deck. It has a very soft feminine energy. Don't forget to water your plants in some places. And in other places, it has more of a fierce feminine energy. It's the gambit of the energies. And I feel a strong maiden mother crone vibration too. That is coming off of the energy as well. Okay, so this is okay. All right, yeah, definitely top based. So if you're familiar with the top deck, then you will be very familiar with some of the small changes here. And if you're not, it's close enough to the RWS. When we get to the court cards, we'll see. But it looks like it's close enough to the RWS that you should be able to use it anyway. Trust and surrender. Okay. And I like the fact that the art is kind of chaotic. It's like, it's a lot to look at, a lot of different color choices. I like that. I like that a lot because it's going to give your imagination a lot more to jump off of. I would love to, I am going to ask, I was going to say I would love to ask, I'm going to ask the creator about these creatures because I really enjoy them. I think they're fun. Count your blessings. Oh, that's awesome. You know, for me, you guys already know that for me, the thing that really makes or breaks a deck is the cups. And the cups, they have to touch me. Stay away from instant gratification. Yes. Yeah, the cups have to grab me. And if the cups grab me, then I'm generally going to keep on looking at the deck. Behind every cloud is another cloud. Right? Ah, yeah. I love the poses. The energy. The energy of this deck is very different. And that's, I think, what really made me curious about it in the first place. I could tell that it had a very playful energy. A very alive energy. So I was like, yeah, I gotta see this. Don't drown in a glass of water. Wow. I always wonder how long it takes a person to draw 78 different images. And especially if they draw them or paint them themselves. I'm like, how long does it take you? And the answer is always different. I remember somebody was telling me one, I forgot which one it was, took 10 years to create. And I'm just like, I totally get that, because if you're an artist, you know how art is. Some of the times it flows, and it flows quickly. And some of the times, you know, it doesn't. Some of the times you have to give birth to your art, and it might take days. What is keeping you caged? Okay, so this is, okay, with Thoth, we have the Princess of Cups, which is our Page of Cups. We have the Prince of Cups. And the thing about Thoth is that the Prince of Cups is the traditional Knight of Cups, right? Then the Queen of Cups is, you know, the same. She's the queen, looking good. Do you accept yourself fully? Wow. And these questions are deep. That's what I like about them. Like, I like these questions. The questions would be really good for any of you who journal. And the Knight of Cups is the king. That's the thing about Thoth. Crawley felt as though the knight was more of the energy of the king. He even said that knights become kings. So he felt like the prince and princess was, you know, a better, you know, a better name, a better term, better label for those energies. And he felt like the king was actually more of a knight, the traditional knight. If you look up, you know, the knighthood, you know, I don't know much about it, but if you look up the knighthood, you can read about, you know, the energy that they would have had. So that's really cool. So when you're reading it, you have to remember to read the Knight of Cups as the King of Cups. That twisted me up when I first got that deck, because I was like, huh, what? And then I was like, ah. So you got to remember that aspect. All right. Okay. You're already there. Enjoy. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of the Story Medicine. There is the Story Medicine Tarot. And it's 3 of them, or is it 4? It's 4 of them. It's a series of tarot decks that were painted by the artist, and I actually use that deck sometimes. I really love it. It's a beautiful deck, and I know the artist. I've had conversations with her about her work. Amazing woman. Her name is Jessica, and this deck reminds me of that one. I knew it was reminding me of something. Those 2 decks, the Story Medicine Tarot and this, would pair very nicely together. I am certain of it, because it has a different but similar energy, because the Story Medicine Tarot has like paint strokes. It's painted. I don't know how this artist created this beautiful work. I'm not sure what this is, but it's gorgeous. I'm going to definitely find out, but it's really gorgeous. So yeah, my first impression of the art is that it's awesome. And I was saying earlier that for those of you who journal, this would be an awesome deck to use for your daily journaling, because of course you can use the tarot, you know, failure, for example. You can write your feelings about failure, and then you can look up here, you only fail when you stop trying, and you can write how you feel about that. You know, this could be a great journal prompt. I'm imagining that if you're journaling with these, you would come up with some real deep, I'm thinking shadow work, introspective work, that kind of stuff, definitely. Lately, you guys know that I've been using tarot cards to write stories and using them to make poetry. I made like 30 haikus the other day. They were just flowing from me. And I wasn't even using the cards. Like, the cards just kind of cracked me open. And I'm looking at this deck thinking to myself, this would probably come up with some beautiful haikus, some beautiful poems, some great stories. So for those of you who are creative writers, I think that would be great as well. So what do I think about this deck? I think it's interesting. I think it's curious. I think it's beautiful. I think it's quirky. I think it's intelligent. I think it gives you a lot to spring off of. I think, remember I told you you can use it with the Story Medicine Tarot, but I also think it would be great with like goddess decks. I have several goddess decks, And I'm thinking that it would pair, the energies would pair very nicely with your favorite goddess deck, your favorite goddess oracle. And it's interesting because I don't have, I mean, I do have the top deck, the original, but I do not have very many decks that are based off of that system. So I like that. It's an awesome opportunity to kind of refresh myself with that. And I might even pull the Toph deck back out. What you stay focused on will grow. Because I studied Toph in college. You know, that was a long time ago. It was a cool ride though. Because Toph has its own, it's not, I wouldn't say it's, I guess you have to call it its own system. It has its own way of doing it. It's very similar, but you know, it takes, you know, creative agency in a lot of different places. So it is very interesting. Most people who get into tarot, they're either familiar with the RWS, the Rider-Waite-Smith, or they're familiar with Toph. I see a lot of people to this day that still read with it. It's very popular. Wow. Are you wasting your time? I can only imagine shuffling these and what I'm going to get. It seems to me like another person, another group of people that would love this is the intuitive readers. Intuitive readers of the world, this is another one that will be awesome for you. I think that's cool. You know, I believe that if you're going to read, I personally believe you should learn about the history, the symbolism, and things along those lines. Tarot and oracle cards have a long history, long tradition. They go all the way back to the beginning of time. The ones that we currently use, they are more recent, but cultures all the way back did different forms of divination with cards and runes and crystals, ink, water, fire, smoke, all kinds of different things. So divination itself is as old as the hills. So it does pay to learn about the history because you will open yourself up to a lot more. But I think that you shouldn't just stop there. I think you should learn keywords. You should learn symbolism. Yeah, I think that definitely. Because why reinvent the wheel? Some of the things you can really utilize. You know, learn the zodiac, you know, equivalent, stuff like that. Yeah, I think that's great. But then there's a certain point, or simultaneously, that you need to make sure that you are allowing your own intuition and your own creativity to take you into the cards even deeper. So this is one of those kind of decks that if somebody was, you know, like I said, that kind of intuitive reader, this would be awesome. This is also awesome for people that use tarot in more of a therapeutic kind of way. Like there are some people like, you know, some mental health professionals that will take a tarot deck, for example, or oracle deck, and they'll have their clients go through and like look at the cards. They might give them like 20 cards, or they might give them the whole deck and tell them to look through the cards and find the ones that express how they thinking or feeling, or you know what they can express or something like that, you know, and use it as a therapeutic tool. These would be great for that. These are very versatile in that kind of way, and it's really cool to me how it's such a simple idea. You know, when I first read it, I was like, how you gonna do that? I was thinking that maybe one, like I've seen people do splits. So I was thinking like maybe one half would be, you know, oracle, and then you turn it over and the other half was tarot. I wasn't sure how they would do it, but the way it's done here is perfect. I love this. This was a great idea. And like I said, it's a versatile deck. This is the kind of deck you pretty much can use with anybody. Even though I do feel a strong feminine energy from it, I feel like the messages themselves are universal. They're human. We all go through this, male, female. We all go through this kind of stuff. Like, for example, reaching your full potential. We all deal with trying to reach our potential and things along those lines, you know. So I feel like you could pretty much read yourself or anyone else with this deck. That's why I said it's versatile. It has so many uses. If you only could take one deck with you, like if you're going on vacation, for example, and you can only take one deck, this deck could do a lot. This could be that one deck. And because it goes the gambit of feminine energy, it's all areas of feminine energy, like I was saying before. It's the softness, it's the fierceness, it's the wisdom, you know, it's the mothering, you know, it's the learning, it's the sharing, it's the love, you know, it's all of it, you know. That I like a lot too. I make it happen. I hear that, Knight of Wands. Yes, you do. And that was our last one. Oh, okay. I'm so busy admiring them, I didn't even realize we had got back to our full. So I like it a great deal. I do want to ask a lot more questions. Like how, let me see what's on the back. If it says anything about the universe this is. No, it really emphasizes on the back the flowers. And the flowers are really beautiful. And you can see they're sprinkled all throughout the deck. So I love this deck. I'm taken by this. I like it a lot. I think it was a very good idea. It was very properly executed. And I think a lot of different people can get great use out of this. Remember I just got finished telling you guys I would pair this real fast since we have time. I have a deck. I want to try and pair it with the deck I was talking about. See, this is what I'm talking about. I feel like this is... Ooh, look who came to see us. Yeah, I feel like something like this. If you're somebody who likes doing pairings, I feel like these work really well together. So we have cleansing, we have growing through life, and we have compassion. This makes me feel like life. This is what life is all about. Let's do another one. I like that. I like that combination. And you see the black goes very well with these because these have so much more color to them, you know, and they both are borderless. Oh yeah, I like that. That's exactly what I was thinking. I don't have the Story Medicine Tarot out. I have that in a special bag. It's in a special bag in a special place, you know. I really love it, but I think it would go well with this as well. I think this would go great. And what I'm pairing it with right now is this one, Legendary Ladies Goddess deck. For those of you who have it, this is what I'm pairing it with. And I think it goes very well together. It's a very similar energy to me. But I'm also sure there are a lot of other goddess decks that we probably could pair this with. Let's try one more. Oh, okay. And Gaia. See? That goes really nicely together. The energy goes really great together. I like the size difference too. Connect to nature, grow through life, rhythm. Yeah, that's cool. It's an awesome deck, guys. And it's going to pair nicely for those of you who really are into that. And if you have small hands, it will be easy to shuffle. So let's do that last, so that all of you good people can see. People always ask me about its shuffleability, the word that I made up all by myself. People probably were using it before me though. So let's see how well it shuffles, okay? I told you, I knew it. I'm like, this is going to shuffle like a dream. So it shuffles like a dream. So it's also a very functional deck. The thing that really makes a deck function is how easily can I shuffle it. When I'm reading people and I gotta move on, I only got 60 minutes to give a read and I gotta move on to the next client, how quickly can I shuffle it? And for those of you who overhand shuffle, I don't bridge shuffle. I'm sorry, I don't know how yet. I gotta get somebody to teach me, and then I'll show you that too. But right now, this is the best I can do. When I do, what I do is this. This is what I do, and I just focus. So they're perfect. They're great. All right, guys. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Please grab this deck if you love it as much as I do, and you come back soon because you know I got a lot more to say. See you later.